Tonight we are in Milan again with shock and heartbreak on the ice after skating star Ilia Malinin falls twice in his quest for gold, and back at home the search for Nancy Guthrie. What the sheriff just told our reporter about the suspect. New details about the leads they are now pursuing, including where gloves were discovered. Is there more surveillance video? And is that man previously detained and released still on their radar? Plus, the sheriff's response to reports his department withheld evidence from the FBI. Here in Milan, quad god Ilia Malinin in tears, failing to medal in the men's free skate, falling not once, but twice. Plus, skier Lindsey Vohn's new message from her hospital bed. Also tonight, President Trump with his strongest statement yet on Iran, saying regime change would be a good thing as another American aircraft carrier heads to the region. Patriots star Stefon Diggs pleading not guilty to strangling his chef days after his Super Bowl loss. And we're just hours away from the Department of Homeland Security shutdown, what it could mean for the TSA, Coast Guard, and FEMA. And the famous Seattle market known for literally tossing fish, serving up a fresh engagement, how this guy reeled in the perfect catch. Plus, the historic Olympic debut, I speak with the oldest American to ever compete in the Winter Games. A special edition of Top Story starts right now.
Live from the Winter Olympics in Italy, reporting tonight from Milan, here is Tom Llamas.
And good evening once again from Milan, where tonight we witnessed the thrill of victory and the heartbreak of defeat. The young figure skating phenom, Ilia Malinin, seemed destined for gold until his stunning and disastrous performance in the free skate kicked him off the podium entirely. We'll have much more from the games in a moment, but we want to begin tonight, as we have every night this week, on the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie. 13 days into the investigation, police are still looking for the suspect seen in these chilling surveillance images outside of Nancy's home the night she was taken. The Pima County Sheriff speaking to NBC News for the first time in a week, what he says about reports of tensions between local and federal agencies and the leads they're chasing down. Law enforcement still searching the neighborhood for any clues as the FBI raises the reward to $100,000. A reminder, here's what the FBI is saying about the suspect at this hour. They say he's male, about 5'9" or 5'10", with an average build, wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker backpack. NBC News can confirm tonight that is a backpack exclusively sold only at Walmart. Our team of reporters on the ground with the latest and our panel of experts standing by. But we begin tonight with NBC's Liz Kreutz, who leads us off again from Tucson.
Tonight, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos speaking with us for the first time in a week about the investigation into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance.
We've got some good leads today that we're working on that we hope pan out.
Hundreds of detectives are fanned out across the Catalina foothills, scouring the desert floor for any potential evidence, like gloves. The sheriff says they found a pair 2 miles from Nancy's home.
2 miles away is the closest we have.
Is there another pair of gloves?
There's a lot of gloves.
Those gloves are all being sent to a private crime lab he says the department has used for decades, and that's been processing the DNA for this case from the beginning. But it's a decision that has come under some scrutiny amid reports of tension between the FBI and Sheriff's Department, including that the sheriff is blocking the FBI's access to evidence.
The FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department are connected at the hip. That has not changed. In this case of blocking evidence from the FBI, that's just so far from the truth.
We asked him why not send the DNA samples to the FBI's lab.
There's gloves found. So FBI says, okay, so should we send them to the FBI lab? I said, no, let's send it all to our lab. Let's just keep it all in one place. Our lab does good work. Their lab does good work. We talked to FBI. They said, yep, makes sense. Thanks, Sheriff. And we move on to the next problem.
So you're basically saying this is maybe one person that had a problem with it, but you feel like...
You know, you got 400 officers out there working together. They're not always going to see eye to eye.
Are you sharing the results
Everything.
With the FBI?
Absolutely, and they are with us.
Like the surveillance video, which the FBI used to create a profile of the suspect, 5'9" to 5'10", average build, with this backpack that's exclusively sold at Walmart.
Do we know hair color or race or anything like that?
You have the same video I have. That's all we have.
I assume you guys have been in touch with Walmart to figure out?
There's all kinds of investigative efforts into all of that.
Nearly 2 weeks since Nancy's disappearance, so many questions still unanswered. There's no vehicle of interest and little surveillance footage. Nano says he's hoping more will be retrieved from other cameras outside Nancy's home.
Are you close to finding this person?
We think we're getting there. We think we're getting closer.
Like what, a day, 2, 3? I mean,
goodness,
we're day 13 now.
I know, but you know what? Some of these cases go for months. Some of these cases can go for years. We're prepared that whatever that time is, we will find this person. That we know.
Okay, Liz, I know you have a bit of breaking news for our viewers here. We're just reading that you heard from the Sheriff's Department moments ago. There was a bit, I want to make sure I get this right, there was some DNA that was recovered from the scene?
Yeah, Tom, we just got this update from them where they say that they have collected a DNA sample from Nancy Guthrie's property here. They said they were not going to disclose where on the property they collected that from, and they say they're still working to figure out who it belongs to, but certainly significant to hear that.
A major development that could lead right to the suspect if he's in the system. Liz, you also asked the sheriff about the delivery driver who was detained but then later released. Did he explain what happened?
All the sheriff would tell me is that there were several things about him that ultimately built up to the point where they thought they had probable cause to ultimately ask and then get that search warrant. One of the things he said is that he was a delivery driver, and so he was driving in the area of Nancy's home. But he said that's just one of many things that they were looking at. And the sheriff said while they did release him, in his eyes, nobody right now is entirely clear, as there's still no suspect. Tom.
It's an important point. All right, Liz, we thank you for that. I want to bring in NBC's Chief Justice and National Affairs correspondent, Kelly O'Donnell, who's also on the ground in Tucson. Kelly, we heard from the sheriff in Liz's report there, and then, she's talking about the tensions with local police and the FBI, 400 officers, as the sheriff points out. Is there a turf battle happening here? What's your understanding?
Well, in talking with sources, there are some close to this case who have expressed on the FBI side a desire that the FBI lead this investigation, that they have possession of all of the evidence. That is not surprising in a case of this magnitude, the complexities, the size, for all of that. At this point, Pima County is in charge because the facts associated with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie and the crime around that all happened within their borders, so it's their jurisdiction. But as you heard the sheriff talk about, there's partnership. So you have a lot of different personalities. It's not uncommon to have some tensions between agencies. But the FBI publicly is saying that they have no comment on that and that everyone is working together. So it may be some of what just is the real world long, difficult case as they pursue it. Some of the things that Liz pointed out in the new information from the Pima County Sheriff does give us a good snapshot. Any kind of DNA testing that might produce some material that can compare it to persons who've been in and around the home. It's careful for them to not say where that DNA came from. That allows them in a future interview to be able to get a sense of where someone may have been on the property. That could include family members. It could include friends and visitors. It could include drivers like the man who was sort of swept into this a couple of days ago. So the work is going on. Lots of manpower at play. The frustration is everyone, from investigators, most certainly the family and the public, want answers quickly. And this is the process of seeing how law enforcement is moving through the steps. Tom?
Kelly O'Donnell, a lot of updates here. Kelly, we thank you for that. I want to bring in our law enforcement experts tonight. Eric O'Neill, he's a former FBI counterterrorism and counterintelligence agent. And Evie Pomporis, she's a former Secret Service special agent and an NBC News law enforcement analyst. I thank you both for being here. Evie, I want to start with you. We just got that breaking news that they've collected some DNA from inside the property that did not belong to Nancy Guthrie or those in close contact with her. Walk us through the process now. What's going to happen with that DNA sample?
So they're going to take that DNA, and when you run it, you want to see if it matches up to anything that's in any of the databases. And sometimes even the databases that you submit your stuff to, like when you want to find out your ancestry, and this has been a bit of a controversial topic, what companies work with law enforcement to do those cross-checks. You're also going to cross-check it with their own databases. Now, I know there's been a little bit of a back and forth with regard to what lab it was being sent to. I know the locals use their lab, FBI offered their lab. You know, I will say, because I was local and then I went federal, those tensions do exist sometimes. But for an investigation of this magnitude, my humble kind of opinion would be I really would kind of steer everything to FBI. I mean, they are the premier agency, not just in the U.S., but almost all over the world. And I think that they have really strong, tech support, DNA, lab support, all that. They're just really going to have a lot of power and muscle. And it might not be a bad thing to really kind of let them take the driver's seat just because of the magnitude and strength behind them.
Yes, we get that. Eric, how do investigators sort of begin to try and track down the DNA? Evie kind of walked us through the process a little bit, but we should also be clear with our viewers, this could be anything, right? This could be hair, it could be a skin sample, it could be blood, right?
It could be. It could be all sorts of things. And I'm glad to hear, and it's good journalism, that now we know that there was DNA recovered at the scene. That probably means it's DNA that's interesting to them. They, of course, have received samples from all the family members. They would have asked for samples from anyone who had been in the house and was supposed to be there so they can rule certain things out. So I suspect that if they're releasing this information, that they found DNA that is new. And hopefully there's a match. If there's a match, then this becomes a lot easier. If not, then they have to continue running down all of the investigative work that they've been doing. And just one quick note on the FBI versus Sheriff's Office. I am going to agree, and not just because it came from the FBI, that it would be better if the FBI did take the lead for all of those reasons. But the FBI only has so many people. They need the Sheriff's Office. There are so many leads to run down. Chasing after that backpack is another thing, and there's a lot of manpower necessary here.
Eric, why do you think the Sheriff's Department is coming out and saying that they've found this bit of DNA? Do you think they're trying to sort of maybe take some of the pressure off? We know it's been 13 days. Liz had that interview with the sheriff where she had a lot of questions for him. And again, this investigation is tough. There weren't a lot of answers there. But do you think they're just trying to put out some information to say that they're still working this and there's some developments?
I think so. We've seen quite a lot of information come out. I know it doesn't seem like much to the public, but typically investigations like this, there's almost no information that comes out as they're chasing leads. The information that comes out is only what's necessary to the public. For example, the video of the perpetrator, the suspect, and asking for video from Ring cameras in the neighborhood in order to try to sort of crowdsource this and get some help from the public in order to try to identify that person in the video. Beyond that, there really shouldn't be as much information as came out. So I think you're right. I think your instincts are correct that the sheriff is feeling a lot of pressure and is adding some more information to try to make it look like there is a win, and hopefully there is a win. But look, it's another reason to turn this over to the FBI, let them take the lead and take the pressure off the sheriff's office.
Evie, there's 400 law enforcement officers working this case right now. It has been 13 days. The entire country is watching everything that happens in Tucson right now. How long do you think they can maintain the size of that investigative force there?
It's going to dwindle down as time passes. The primary concern is, and I was listening to like the footage that we were watching and listening to before, is I understand a case can go weeks and months. That's fine. That does happen, and they'll keep working it. Will they solve it? I would say yes, very likely. The issue is the well-being of Nancy. And the longer that window exists, and I'm very reserved because I am, here at NBC, and it's our family. But the longer that window stays open, the longer we go down that road, the shorter and shorter the likeliness that exists that we will find her okay, that she will be she will be well, and that's the concern there. So there needs to be some great deal of rapid movement. So I want to say this, you don't have time. Not for something like this. This is a kidnapping. This is a person who's out there. We need to find them as quickly as possible. And that's why I understand the sheriff and the department feels that pressure. But, kind of piggybacking a bit off of what Eric is saying, hand it over to the people that really do these on a consistent basis. Even doing one-on-one interviews with press and media. Sit down, have a press conference, share what you can share. Don't share what you don't need to share. I understand being in law enforcement and then being in television are two very drastic things. But it is important to share some information, and here's why. in the space of digital age, social media, there's a lot of things now, narratives being pushed, things that are true and not true. So coming out there consistently, even if technically you don't have anything new to share, you can dispel things that maybe may drive narratives in a different direction, help bring people back, then help reinforce the message. Hey, this is what we're looking, this is what we found. It does give a bit more reassurance to the public, and it does help dispel all the noise and chatter that exists. You know, it's a different environment that we're in, and now that we have social media, everybody's got a voice, everybody's creating noise, and as a leader, you have to be able to suppress that.
Eric, we only have a little bit of time. Are you surprised that more information hasn't come out or been gleaned from the videos, or do you think maybe investigators are still holding some things back? I mean, we do have the backpack, which has been a big break in the case. We have 5'9", 5'10" average build, but that's really all we have, right?
I think there's more that the FBI certainly has and that investigators have. You can use the FBI's next generation identification to get an idea of the shape of the face, the distance of the eyes. You can look at irises. You can look at the distance between the ears and the depth of the face. That's certainly going to be at least useful. Now, the mask makes that a little harder. You can't get a direct match, but at least that gets them a little closer. And of course, they're going to go after that backpack, which means, you know, it's good that we now know that they're only sold in Walmart, but that means that investigators have to go to all those Walmarts and pull register data to see every sale of that backpack. And then if it's with a credit card, great. That's great intel because they can see who bought it and where they live. They can compare that to a driver's license, look at the height and build. If it's cash, they got to go to cameras. That makes it more difficult to see what the person looks like and continue to run down all these things. But just to add one more point, this isn't a slow burn. We don't have time for weeks and months or even years for this. This is a sprint to find someone who abducted a victim and hopefully bring that victim back home alive. So there isn't time to go slow. This is where I think investigators need to move as efficiently and quickly as possible and work together, all march and sing in concert in order to bring Nancy Guthrie home.
We hope they are. Eric and Evie, we thank you for your perspective tonight. We're going to turn now to our special coverage of the Winter Olympics from right here in Milan. We've seen Americans triumph in so many arenas, but today, two devastating falls for one of Team USA's brightest rising stars, the quad god, Ilia Malinin, experiencing heartbreak on the ice. Tonight, a shock in men's figure skating.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
American Ilia Malinin, the quad god, finishing off the podium. Usually radiating confidence, tonight it disappeared. His free skate filled with uncharacteristic mistakes and falls.
I never thought that this could happen. I never thought that he could be off the podium.
The moment his program ended, Malinin held his face in his hands, the crushing disappointment sinking in.
A reminder that nothing is certain in sports.
There were tremendous expectations on the 21-year-old, as 1998 gold medalist Tara Lipinski told me earlier today.
I think for Ilia, he has the Olympic team medal, and he has every other medal he could ever want in this sport except that individual gold.
But also tonight, American Max Naumov skated his final Olympic program. Naumov's parents were killed in that devastating crash over the Potomac last year. Today, he honored them one more time.
Every moment of these Olympics have been meaningful for Max Naumov.
On another rink in Milan, the U.S. women's hockey team dominating Italy before the hometown crowd.
She scores!
While it was also a huge day for the American women in Cortina.
The U.S. for the first time have defeated Canada.
Hey guys.
Lindsey Vonn said today watching Team USA from the hospital is lifting her spirits.
I'm finally feeling more like myself, but I have a long way to go.
And today, I caught up with snowboarder Chloe Kim, who just won her third Olympic medal, a silver in halfpipe. Hey, what were you thinking as you hit the halfpipe?
Oh man, I just wanted to land. That's all I wanted to do. I think being the last person to drop is always nerve-wracking because there's such a long wait, and seeing all my friends slam definitely wasn't the most reassuring thing to see, so I'm just happy I was able to put one down.
All right, let's take a look at that leaderboard now. Team USA third in the overall medal count tonight, tied with Japan at 14. Italy and Norway still locked in tie for first with 18 medals each. Pretty impressive. Now to that controversial ice dance final with the French pair upsetting the dominant American duo, Madison Chock and Evan Bates. Fans now raising questions about the judge from France scoring her country's team much higher than the U.S. skaters. Stephanie Gosk is here on Top Story to break it all down for us. So, Steph, so great to see you. Why the suspicion of the French judge?
So the scoring gets complicated in ice skating, but let me just sum it up this way. There are 9 judges on the panel. 5 of the judges on that panel actually scored the U.S. team, Madison Chock and Evan Bates, higher than the French pair. 3 judges went with the French pair, but only narrowly. And then there's this French judge. And the French judge scored the French nearly 8 points higher than the Americans. So that is what people are looking at. The other thing they're looking at is this French pair. They had some missteps. They were minor, but they had some missteps during their program. And Chock and Bates were effectively perfect in theirs.
And so the International Skating Union, are they sort of weighing in? And what's happening? Because there's different groups.
Yeah, and so they've been getting a lot of questions like, what, do you think there's a problem here? And they put out a statement today saying, when you have a panel of judges, you are going to have judges that have, a range of scoring. It's going to happen, but they say that they have confidence in the way that this was scored.
Yeah, and then I also want to ask you, if anything does happen, this won't be ultimately decided during these Olympics. It takes time for these decisions to play out if they do appeal.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And appealing the scoring is a very narrow thing because the ISU says you have to, it has to be an element that is not subjective. And so much of the scoring in these events is subjective. But I can tell you, we spoke to Chock and Bates, as did you, right?
Yeah.
And they were very gracious the day after, but you could tell they were stinging from that silver medal decision.
I mean, they're such trained professionals because they were very upsetting, yet they were so gracious in all their interviews. But we'll have to wait and see what happens after this. Stephanie, so great to see you.
Nice
we thank
see
you
you
for
too,
all that. Yeah, we're going to keep it going here as we continue Top Story. We're going to be back in a moment with the major military movements in the Middle East. The U.S. now sending a second aircraft carrier to the region. The new comments from President Trump on possible regime change in Iran, plus parts of the government set to shut down tonight. What it means for you. And a big update on that Brazilian au pair convicted of manslaughter in the death of her boss's wife. How much time she'll spend behind bars ahead of Top Story. We are back now with the major headline from the White House. President Trump saying the fall of the Iranian regime would be the best thing that could happen for that country as a second American aircraft carrier heads to the region. NBC senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez has more.
Tonight, President Trump is sending another aircraft carrier to the Middle East as he ramps up pressure on Iran.
If we don't have a deal, we'll need it. If we have a deal, we could cut it short.
Asked about whether he wants regime change.
Seems like that would be the best thing that could happen. Who would you want to take over? I don't want to talk about that. There are people.
Still, the president looking to keep negotiating with Iran over its nuclear program.
I think they'll be successful, and if they're not, it's going to be a bad day for Iran. Very bad.
All coming weeks after the Iranian regime launched a brutal crackdown on protesters. The president has said Iran is trying to rebuild its nuclear capabilities months after American B-2 bombers destroyed Iranian nuclear sites. 2 U.S. officials familiar with the decision to send the USS Gerald Ford to the Middle East tell NBC News the aircraft carrier will now leave the Caribbean, where it had been sent in October, ahead of that stunning raid to capture Venezuela's authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro. The president today heading to Fort Bragg with the First Lady, privately meeting with the special forces who arrested Maduro.
That night, the entire world saw what the full military might of the U.S. military is capable of. That was an unbelievable operation.
With that, Gabe Gutierrez joins us live from the White House. Gabe, this all comes as the U.S. faces off with European allies this weekend?
Yeah, Tom, look, the Munich Security Conference in Germany, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is expected to give a high-stakes speech there tomorrow. The German chancellor already today gave his own speech where he warned the U.S. not to go at foreign policy alone. Secretary Rubio and the German Chancellor and other European allies basically signaling that the international order as we knew it no longer exists. And Tom, of course, this comes just weeks after President Trump blasted European allies in Davos. A lot of questions right now about that fractured relationship and whether it can be repaired as the U.S. juggles multiple foreign policy crises over the coming weeks and months.
Yeah, diplomatic face-off. I should have been more clear there. Gabe, we're also getting a new report on inflation that's really important for all our viewers back home. Are the numbers good for the administration and really good for America?
Yes, that's right, Tom. Look, inflation just dropped to 2.4% year over year, down from 2.7% last month. Now, that's close to a 5-year low, beating expectations. Now, among the biggest price drops, Tom, the cost of gas and used cars. Certainly the president and the White House touting those numbers tonight.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez. Gabe, we thank you for that. Still ahead on Top Story tonight, another powerful storm firing up, threatening millions across the country. Our Bill Cairns is tracking it. Plus the heist on hooves. A thief bursting into a jewelry store and then riding away on the back of a donkey. We'll explain. But first, Top Story's top moment and the perfect catch in Seattle. Jacob and Danny were on a trip to the rainy city when they decided to visit the iconic Pike Place Fish Market. What Danny thought was a typical scene of tossing the fish ended up being a moment she'll never forget. Take a look. That was pretty smooth. That was a good surprise. Danny says Jacob makes her life feel like a romantic comedy. Congratulations to the engaged couple. Stay right there. More Top Story on the way. We're back now with a powerful cross-country storm packing the threat for severe weather, flash floods, and even tornadoes across the South. Millions from Texas to Florida and even up into Virginia on alert. Let's get right to meteorologist Bill Cairns. So, Bill, it's a long weekend for so many. Walk us through the timing of this one.
Yeah, this is our first really spring-like storm. We're not talking about much, if any, snow. It's already starting in the Four Corner region. Tomorrow, we take it into areas of Texas. And we're going to get some very heavy rain with this. We're also going to get a chance of some severe weather, isolated severe storms, maybe even possible tornadoes, mostly looking at East Texas into areas of Louisiana. We could deal with flash flooding in areas of Arkansas with possibility of rainfall rates that could exceed 2 inches per hour. By the time we get to Sunday and the heavy rain reaches the East Coast, there could be a little bit of snow in the northern edge of this. So my friends in Philadelphia to New York City, keep an eye on that forecast for Sunday night as we go throughout the weekend. And then the storm is gone by Monday. So the highlights of it, the areas of greatest concern, the tornado threat, especially as we go through Saturday afternoon, evening, Houston all the way up to Shreveport, Lake Charles, Alexandria included in this, not New Orleans, but you still probably could get some isolated strong storms late into the evening. We'll also add a little bit of our friends here in Mississippi. And as far as the rainfall goes, Tom, areas from Little Rock to Memphis have the best chance of seeing any isolated flash flooding. So it's about time, Tom. We're warming things up, and it's starting to feel like it across the country.
I hope you're right. All right, Bill, we thank you for that. Time now for Top Story's news feed. We start with an update on the au pair convicted for taking part in a double murder plot. Juliana Perez Magales sentenced to 10 years in prison. She pleaded guilty to a manslaughter charge related to a scheme with Brendan Branfield, to kill his wife and a stranger. The judge calling the case the most serious manslaughter scenario the court has ever seen. Former CNN anchor turned independent journalist Don Lemon has pleaded not guilty to federal civil rights charges. It comes after that protest at a Minnesota church where an immigration official is a pastor. Lemon insists he was there to report on the demonstrations, not participate in it. Outside the courthouse today, Lemon promised to fight what he called baseless charges and protect his free speech rights. And New England Patriots star Stefon Diggs appearing in court today less than a week after losing in the Super Bowl. Diggs pleaded not guilty to a series of charges, including felony strangulation and assault. It all stems from an alleged argument over money with his personal chef. Diggs' next court hearing is set for April 1st. And a bizarre heist caught on camera in Turkey. Look at this. A burglar using a forklift to break into a jewelry store this week. They ransacked the place, allegedly stealing a bunch of gold, before hightailing it off on a donkey. That's right, no getaway car for this one, just a good old donkey. They didn't make it far, though. Police say they tracked down the suspect and arrested him the same day. Now to the imminent partial government shutdown that could impact the lives of thousands of Americans. The Department of Homeland Security is officially out of money at midnight after all but one Democrat voted against a funding bill as lawmakers push for ICE to change its tactics. NBC Chief Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Nobles joins Top Story tonight from the Hill. So, Ryan, we know this is going to affect DHS, but walk our viewers through why it's going to be so important, why they may actually feel this impact.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. Even though it is only one federal government department, within that department are a number of agencies that millions of Americans rely upon every day. For instance, the TSA is under the DHS. That means 61,000 TSA officers are going to go without pay. Also, the Coast Guard falls underneath the DHS, and that means that the Coast Guard workers will be going without pay. 200,000 employees work for the Department of Homeland Security in some capacity, and all of them will be affected by this shutdown. So it will have a major impact, even though it won't be the same size of shutdown that we dealt with in the fall, Tom.
So, Ryan, explain this to me, right? Because Congress, if I'm correct, is out of session for at least, I think it's 10 days. But could lawmakers come back early if they wanted to vote? Will they?
If they had a deal, Tom, they potentially could. But you're absolutely right that Congress is on recess now. So there's nothing that compels them to be here to vote on anything or to have conversations about the future of these negotiations. Right now, we do know that there are talks between the White House and House and Senate Democrats, but those are on the staff level right now. They'd have to rise to the level of the president and the leaders in both the House and Senate to get to the point where there could be a vote. They don't seem anywhere near that point quite yet. But if somehow a deal is struck, they would have to call everyone back in order to make those votes happen and for the DHS to open back up.
Ryan Nobles, I have a feeling you're going to be working the phones all weekend long. We thank you for joining Top Story tonight.
Thanks, Tom.
And coming up, we'll take a turn back to the Olympics here in Milan, including that heartbreaking final skate for the quad god, Ilia Malinin. Mary Carrillo joins Top Story to break it all down. Plus, we'll hear from the 54-year-old Minnesota attorney who traded in the law firm for the curling rink on his way to making history for Team USA. Stay with us. We're back now with our special coverage of the Winter Olympic Games here in Milan. And we've seen the highest of highs and the lowest of lows for Team USA. Here to talk about it all, an Olympic legend in her own right, veteran broadcaster Mary Carrillo. Mary, it's so great to have you here on this night. I wish we had better news. We both witnessed Ilia on the ice. And I feel terrible because, and I shouldn't feel terrible, but I've been talking him up so much during these Olympic Games.
Everyone has.
I know it's like, are we watching the GOAT? Are we watching the Michael Jordan of figure skating? He was doing something no one else has done. But in sports, nothing is guaranteed, Mary. And I know you know this. What did you think?
Oh, it was awful. I was just downstairs with your whole ball club down there. The collective groan was echoing through Milan. This was a mortal lock. For him to end up in 8th place, you got 3 kids, I got 2 kids. Why do we have children? What are we thinking? I mean, we could have raised chinchillas, Tom. We wouldn't have gone through all of them. We could have turned a little profit. Even he said afterwards, he spoke with Andrea Joyce, and he said, I blew it. I blew it.
And now he's got to wait 4 years. It's the Olympics. It's the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. But you see real human drama unfold in front of those cameras.
And again, I don't know figure skating the way Johnny and Tara talk about it, right? But it's so obvious when something's gone wrong, right? Yeah. It's so it kills you.
You know what's crazy? I'm glad you bring that up, Mary. It's because when I watched him skate before, I didn't notice all his tricks and the backflips and the quad axel. I noticed the way he sort of carried himself. He owned that ice rink. He was like an ice god, right?
No question.
The quad god. And then today, though, we didn't see that athlete out there, right?
No.
He didn't have the same swagger.
No, he was tight. He was uncertain. He said, and he allowed as much. He said, maybe I was overconfident, And again, it wasn't a lot of people were falling down, and everybody was pretty tight, The Kazakhstan kid wins, ends up
Number
winning.
1.
But I spare a thought for him. I mean, it's just very, very hard to see. You can't hide. You can't hide in figs.
And the amount of pressure, you do this your whole life as a child. You come up, you want to get to the Olympics, and you are the man, and you're there, and wow, the pressure. But it's okay. He's still a champion in our hearts, still amazing. Let's talk about another sport where Team USA is dominating. Hockey, both men's and women's. And women's today, just Cleaning up on the ice with the Italians, huh? We might be in Milan, but they didn't have a chance.
They really didn't. Look, the men's team, now that the NHL is back, it'll be very interesting because the NHL hasn't been allowed to be in the Olympics since 2014. But keep in mind, that means for a lot of the guys, the Americans, it's their first Olympics. Yeah. Not so the women. I mean, the women, they just cruised through Italy earlier today. If they don't, Hillary Knight, it's her fifth Olympic. I mean, they got veteran after veteran. If the U.S. doesn't play Canada in the men's and in the women's gold medal game, that will be an upset too. That will be a shock.
But it looks like we're headed there, right? Both the women's and the men's. Both teams are the best.
I'm more confident in the women. I got to tell you, I'm more confident in the women. The U.S. and Canada have played for gold the last four Olympics, Tom.
Right.
So they are looking very, very strong.
You know, every Olympics is different. I know you've covered so many of them.
17.
No.
Yes.
17?
I'm elderly.
You are an Olympic legend.
Yes.
You are an Olympic legend. Wow. So that's incredible. 17. We're almost halfway through this one, right? I know we still have a lot of, catching up to do. Team USA around 3, around 2 in the medal count. What has surprised you about this Olympics?
What tends to happen at the Olympics, and it's happening here in Milan, there's the home team, the halo effect. Yeah. Italy's having a great game.
Great games.
They're having and Norway, of course, Norway is always going to be up there. But the U.S. is right up there as well. The surprise, the heart, look, I'm heartsick over what just happened to Ilia Malinin tonight. Same thing with Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah, same thing with the ice dancing. I mean, we've had some upsets. Yeah.
I'm too old for this.
You're too, I know.
I'm getting too old for this.
I know. We need you here. We'll give you heart palpitations on this one.
I'll tell you what was a nice thing to watch. Jessie Diggins, 34 years old.
Yeah.
She busted up her ribs just last Saturday.
Right. She
fought through it, got a bronze, and she said, "I'm the happiest winner of a bronze of all time." And that was.
And
really
you got
nice.
Breezy Johnson. She's getting the gold medal, and she's got the ring. Come on.
She's got to go.
There are some good stories here.
Of course.
Can I ask you something? You don't have to answer it if it's too controversial.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask you something.
Go ahead.
Team USA, these last few Olympics, summer, winter, we've gotten spoiled. We are the best of the best. We're incredible athletes. And on top of that, incredible athletes from all over the world come to this country because it's the greatest country in the world. So are we getting too spoiled, Mary? Like when we don't take all the golds as fans, are we getting too spoiled? Do we have to come back to reality and realize, hey, the entire world is competing and they all want gold medals too?
I got to tell you, Tom, I'm not as jingoistic as I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
I mean, like tonight, in any of the events that happen, if somebody, screws up, if somebody falls down, I don't care what country they're from.
Yeah.
I mean, it just hits you in your bones, right?
Right.
I mean, look, the U.S. is great in a lot of things. U.S. women, I'm not just saying this, I'm not trying to be gender specific, but I mean, the big event in the summer games is gymnastics. The big event here is women's figs, and that's coming up.
Yeah.
That's coming up next week. So we've got plenty
We got time to catch up. We got time to catch up.
Exactly.
I'm going to have that flag, Mary. I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to look down, and you're going to have your flag, and you're going to be going like this, too, all right? Mary Carrillo, so great to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
There's been a lot of fun, and it was amazing to capture reaction to this Olympic moment. We won't forget it. It's definitely an Olympic moment. We won't forget it. And there's always the next Olympics. Mary, thank you so much. We still got so much more to go, and we thank you for that. All right, now to the man making history on the ice as the oldest American to ever compete in the Winter Games. Rich Ruohonen is a 54-year-old father of 2 and personal injury attorney, even winning Minnesota's Lawyer of the Year award 6 times. Man, this guy's competitive. But yesterday, he earned a new accolade on the world stage when he was called up as an alternate in the U.S. men's curling match against Switzerland. Rich joins us tonight from the Athlete Village in Cortina. Rich, thanks so much for joining Top Story tonight, man. This has got to be pretty incredible for you. What was it like to be able to compete in the Olympics and finally be part of Team USA?
It was unbelievable. It's been a long journey, and I played in my first Olympic trials in 1988, to try to make the Olympics, I should say. Then I had some time off, but the last 25 years I've been trying hard, and unfortunately came up short a lot, and second, third, fourth place over and over, and to actually get to go with these guys, and then even though I was the alternate, they promised they'd get me on the ice, and they got me on there, and it was a dream come true. It's kind of hard when it was a loss, but I still wanted to enjoy every moment of it. I went up thing about the Olympics is we know these guys that we played the Swiss, and I said to them, hey, you guys mind? We'd shake hands right now and be done, and they know that, and they said, no, come on in and enjoy every moment. And that's what the Olympics is about, and it was just a dream come true for me, and my family was there to see it, and it's just phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. So have you been curling ever since? I mean, are you constantly practicing the sport, or you just kind of it comes and goes with your work schedule?
Well, you know, I've been playing pretty competitively for hardcore for 25 years, and before that, off and on, depending on going to law school and college and stuff like that. But I work around my schedule all the time. I'm working on plane rides. I'm working at nights to try to practice, and you know, that was the dream to make the Olympics. I took a little bit of a back road, basically retired, and then these guys called me up, needed a little help when one of the guys had some medical issues, and I've been with them ever since for a year and a half, and we made it. And so winning the Olympic trials was, a dream come true, that in and of itself, just to get here, because I've been so close, taken second a few times, and it was just phenomenal to get out there.
Have your two worlds ever combined? Have you ever been practicing curling or at a curling event, and then something happens and you had to represent somebody maybe who had an accident at the rink or maybe slipped on the ice? Have those two worlds ever combined?
Not on the rink, but yeah, I get a lot of my business from curlers. I know so many curlers across the country and in Minnesota especially, and I'm telling you, like, unfortunately, they aren't from falling on the ice, because those cases don't really happen. But yeah, I get a lot of business from it. It's been great for me at my law firm, TSR, and we've been. I got a lot of friends around the community, so they know people who need my help. So it's been helpful for my business, I can say that.
Rich, I mean, what an incredible life, right? That you've been able to kind of reach your dream now at the Olympics here in Milan. Fans obviously love the Olympics. We love, especially in America, we love watching the Olympics and rooting on our team members. And it's just such a great time. I mean, but for you, explain what it's like to say, hey, I'm an Olympian now.
It is going to be. It was the greatest moment of my life, and my wife will forgive me for saying that, but it is when you're working this hard and this long for it. Now I can go back and say, you know, I actually got to play, and I went out there and I made my 2 shots. Shot 100% in the Olympics, and I can say that too. So, you know, it's just a dream come true, and I'll be telling everybody. And I think half my clients and half the people I know that I know just a little bit didn't even know, and now I'm getting texts and emails saying, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even know you were still playing at this level." So it's been a whirlwind, and I'm enjoying every second of it.
Rich, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. We thank you for coming on Top Story tonight.
All right, thanks. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
When we come back tonight, American speed skating legend Apollo Ono opening up about what it means to stand on top of the podium and the emotions of listening to the national anthem after winning gold. Our one-on-one conversation. That's next. That, of course, was our national anthem, and the superstars from Team USA who have already taken home gold. Those moments of glory on the podium, not just about their individual accomplishments, but about all of the people who helped them get there and the millions of fans watching back at home. We caught up with 2-time gold medalist Apollo Ono, who told us what that moment felt like for him and why these Winter Games are like nothing else. Do you have the Olympic spirit? Does it happen right when you get here, or do you have to kind of go to the events to start feeling it?
I mean, when I arrive, there's like this anticipation, a little bit of anxiety. But when you walk into the arena, I mean, particularly when you watch the opening ceremonies, that's the shift from me to we for all the athletes, where they've been training for 4, 8, 12 years of their life dedicated towards this minute-long moment. And then all of a sudden, there's this like cognitive shift that happens, and they're like, whoa, this feels bigger than me. I feel this incredible support this unification around one team, Team USA. And then some of the athletes, they harness the power of that to compete like out of their minds.
Right. When you walk into the rink, though, and there's a skating event, you kind of get butterflies. Does it feel like, oh, man, do like old memories come back?
Old memories come back. Old physical habits come back. So as I was watching, for example, I went to go watch Jordan Stolz win his like remarkable 1,000-meter gold medal. And as I'm watching him, right, when they call the skaters to the start line, they say, go to the start. They hush, they quiet the crowd. It gets really, really quiet. And then you take a deep breath and you exhale, and then you go ready, and you get in a position. And there's like a 2-second, 3-second delay until they fire the gun. And as he fires the gun, as I'm watching him skate, my body like jolts. And so it's like deeply ingrained in my DNA. I am like a diehard spectator of the long track speed skating and short track speed skating, of all sports, really, of all Olympic sports. But when I watch the skating parts, particularly, my body feels like my heart rate is elevated. My energy is like through the roof. I'm like charged. I'm totally activated when I watch these games.
You're getting me pumped, man. You're getting me pumped for the Olympics. I like this. So you should be like the hype man for Team USA.
I'm the
this
hype
is
man.
good.
I bring the intensity.
You have an appreciation for the Olympics to this day, which is so beautiful.
Yeah.
You got to win a couple gold medals. What is it like to kind of stand on that podium and to hear the national anthem?
I think it's the entire ball of yarn of emotions that like they start to unravel. For me, it was about the relationship I have with my father, all of the team. I think the one thing the American public maybe doesn't think of intentionally is that when they see the athlete, they think it's all about that one person. It's really the parents that have dedicated their heart and soul into their son, their daughter to have this moment. It's the team, the coaches, the family members, the loved ones, and the fans that all have some form of contribution. And then there's, I think, at the back end, there's this like question of, when I wake up tomorrow, am I going to be like a better or a new version of myself? And the funny thing is, I slept with my medal the first time that I won. It was right next to my bed. I was like a little kid, almost like a tooth fairy. Hopefully, tooth fairy wouldn't take away my medal. And I slept next to it, and I woke up, and what was funny was I was like the same dude. I was just the same guy. So what I realized was the medal was such a big representation of this like achievement, but it was really the 8-year journey to get to that moment. So when people receive that medal on the podium and you hear people, singing the national anthem, the games is that special moment in time where we unify, we cheer for one single team, and we genuinely want these people to go out there and be the most pure, authentic versions of themselves.
Do you even hear the music, or are you kind of just replaying the story of your life in your head? And I know for you, thinking about your dad and maybe early mornings, late at night on the ice. Is that what's happening?
The one story that I remember in my first Olympic gold medal was in Salt Lake City in 2002. It was a very special moment. The country needed the games badly. We didn't have social media back then as much, and so when we watched the games, we were there, present. It meant everything. And I remember when they began raising the flag up slowly. Again, this was the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. People had been handing out these little soul patches. It was absurd. It was completely crazy. I had this like crazy thing on my chin. And I remember feeling and remembering this moment of when my career began. I don't tell this story very often. And when I was about 13 years old, my dad really wanted me to make the inline skating team, but he didn't have the money and the time to take me to the after-school practices. And so he did what he thought was right, and he used to wake me up at 3:30 in the morning, and I still remember the glow of this digital analog alarm clock that was there next to my bed, and it would go 3:29, 3:30 a.m., and I would hear his footsteps coming towards my door. He'd open the door and say, "It's time, are you ready?" He would get me out of bed. He would drive our beat-up old car through those misty Seattle morning rain, and we would go to these empty school and church parking lots. And he would be there with his wooden clipboard, and the lights are on in the car, right, to provide some lights. And he would like duct tape a light around my helmet, and I would skate around in those early 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning time zones. But that was what I remembered, because that's where it began. That was the intentionality of, we don't have much, but you're going to figure out a way. And I'm going to teach you that anything you desire in life is achievable, but you have to walk through the door. And so he was trying to teach me the power of discipline and structure and hard work and resilience at the age of 13. And then, as my career went on, my relationship with my father became even tighter. Best friend, coach, mentor, father, teacher, all those things. So
that hit you when the flag was coming up, you're saying?
It was the first memory that somehow like was like crystallized.
Beautiful.
After all those years. And then obviously you look around and you're just like, oh my God, I don't know anybody here in this audience, but I feel like they're a part of me. And I feel like that energy, especially during a home games, is just, it's electrifying. It's this unique moment where you can't measure it. There's no science. There's like an energy that's there, and it gives you like that sixth gear. I used to think, this is hilarious. I used to think, maybe this is true, because I was American, because I was who I was, that we had a sixth gear, baby, that I just wanted it more than anybody else. And because I was representing 300 million strong, that I was going to somehow extract some additional layer of strength and power to go through those corners. And as you know, the power of the mind is really powerful, whether it's placebo or not. The placebo is very real.
Apollo Ono, such a pleasure to talk with him. We thank you for watching Top Story, the special edition all week here live from Milan and the Olympic Games. I'm Tom Llamas. Stay right there. More news on the way. We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.